6 miles. But,
this feels very remote.
it is. It's getting more remote all the time.
If we were to collect peyote, would that be illegal?
It wouldn't be illegal for me, it would be illegal for you.
Because you have a DEA permit
Right.
to do scientific research.
Right.
Are you actually researching this population that we're...
Yes.
What are you researching about it?
The mescaline concentration, the DNA to show how closely related it is to other populations in Texas.
7.7, gate number 2.
Yeah. So I want you to make it 7.9.
All right, okay.
And I'll stop here so you can.
You can make a European 7. He's used to it.
Yeah, it doesn't read like a 7 if I don't cross it.
Normally, you would be the gate person.
Yeah, well,
But-
thanks for doing that. Hey, Martin, have you ever tried peyote?
Well, now let's talk about something else.
I heard that peyote has its defense, its bitter taste. Is that correct, or is that
Absolutely.
that
Yes.
we humans are the only species that eat peyote?
Humans and snails. I've definitely found snails eating peyote, but
I think you got your
yes,
belt there.
Thank you. But only in far South Texas. In West Texas, the snails don't seem to like peyote.
So the bitter taste is actually peyote's protection?
Apparently, yes.
Northeast. Yeah, I was thinking this was about southeast, but
Yeah. See that? That's dog cholla, or what do you call it, Javi?
pear.
Dog pear. And they're not friendly little things.
And it's a cholla.
I got one too.
Okay, let's try to. Okay. Oh, here's another kind of cactus here.
Nice. It's kind of
You've probably seen those in the
in
desert.
Mexico.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And they call it eagle claw here.
Are these also forbidden to extract?
They don't have anything to extract.
No, I mean just to take the
Oh, to
species and
take-
replant, for example.
They're not protected.
No?
They're very, very common. So, if you want one, you can have one.
How long does it take for a cactus to reach maturity?
Okay, if by maturity you mean sexual maturity, it could be 8 years, 10 years, something like that. Or till they get about the size, about that, let's say 4 centimeters in diameter, something like that.
So it takes a while.
Yeah, yes, they grow very slowly.
How old are the plants that we're going to see? How old do you think they are?
They're going to be anywhere from, let's say, 3 to 5 years on up to maybe 40, 50 years.
What is the evidence for humans using peyote?
So let's just put it this way. Different people have different ideas. We know that in the Shumla Caves, overlooking the Rio Grande, near the former village of Shumla, there were peyotes in those caves, obviously being used by people because they were shaped. They were actually artifacts being shaped into peyote shapes by people, and those things are 6,000 years old.
Just thinking of peyote in itself, what can you tell about the toxicology of the plant?
All we can say about that is, as far as we know, no one has ever. There's not a clear proof that anyone has ever died from taking peyote.
So you have like different lines of research within the whole field of peyote.
I hope so, yeah.
You have the DNA one,
Mm-hmm.
the anatomy one,
Yes.
toxicology not much.
Not much, because there's not much toxic to study.
And what about growth and regrowth?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've done a lot of work on that. That's part of our annual or every 2-year research. You got it? Both of you at the same time.
Yeah. That was funny. Good. That's beginner's luck. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Super beautiful.
They don't get the ones that stick out until they're a little bigger. Isn't that incredible? Woo! Well, are you enjoying this, Bia?
Yes, I am.
I thought you would.
Lots of big ones here.
You see what I mean, Bia? That this is a nice population, even though small. It's just, everything is healthy here.
There's something so poetic about them. So
Absolutely.
so sweet.
Yeah, yeah.
How old do you think that one is?
Well, I'm going to guess it's at least 50 years old. But just look around under the shade of this one shrub and see how many you see, and so many of them are really large. Everywhere there's really dense shade, you see they're there.
How do you feel when you see somebody harvesting peyote in a sloppy way?
It makes me angry. Yeah, it's like, hey, you don't care, do you? You know? And I literally have had somebody say to me when I said, hey, why don't you take a little more care and harvest, at ground level? Because he was taking a machete and going like that.
Yeah.
And he says, oh, we don't have time for that.
How does that make you feel?
That he doesn't care, and I do. So it puts distance between us.
Do you feel you can somehow communicate to the plant?
I don't know. I really don't know. I would say the plant can communicate to me. I'm maybe not
Okay,
not that clever to be able to communicate to the plant.
You feel the plant tells you things?
Yes, the plant will certainly tell you if it's doing what it likes.
But what about other things, like more metaphysical, or
Ooh,
just by eating it, perhaps?
well, you're gonna see some things that you will be forced to recognize. Hey, there's something metaphysical here.
Like a kind of intelligence?
Perhaps that might be a good way of saying it. Yeah.
What do you think people are searching for when they eat peyote?
Well, there's two things that I would say. They're looking for the aesthetic value, the fact that the colors are so rich, the sound of the music is so beautiful, that sort of thing. But I think they're also wanting to see what's inside, and it's a kind of a key to the human psyche.
How so?
Explanations get really difficult at this point.
Come on, scientists.
Who knows? I mean, that would be almost Deirdre's territory. See, the psychology, and the human neurobiology. I'm not really an expert.
What
in that.
about spirituality? What is your relationship to the spiritual dimension of all of this?
I think that the forces that designed what we're looking at are fabulous, and to be honored in a way. I don't go to mass. I don't pray to a god, but I certainly have great respect for the forces in this universe that could create that plant and that mind and that scenery. I do think it's special. For me, it is special. I don't think it has to be the same kind of specialness for everybody.
Why is it special for you?
Because of the lessons it teaches, the experience that it gives, the insight that it gives.
Did you get insights from eating it?
Yeah, I did.
Does that influence your research?
Oh, definitely. Although it's not obvious. It's not obvious that influences my research, but yes.
How? Do you think you have like better research questions or take better routes or shortcuts, or is it just like the kind of question you pose?
Because I see the peyote as a kind of an ally, that's a good word. I see that I see the plant as giving me questions that need to be answered, and then I do my best to answer them. And that's in the scientific realm, really, more than anything.
The beauty of peyote in the wild and the poetics about it, how it's a combination of mystery and of sweetness and of just purity and the power of nature and the power of the wild, and how the substances carry so many knowledge and so many centuries of indigenous traditions and means of using them. And walking around with Martin in this garden of nature, in this beautiful outside environment, and having teachings from a scientist who devoted humbly all his life to studying these issues and who has a very strong ideological commitment to the survival of the species. And we have been increasingly damaging peyote natural populations, and he is in a profound, serious, ethical and honored, loving path to protecting this species and to making sure we understand it, and we create mechanisms through which peyote would keep on existing for future generations.